are gonna get started in just a moment. To get myself all sorted out over here. My heated water. Just so some of y'all can judge me. I know how this goes. Hey, Cypher. Hey, Tom. Welcome in. Give me just a second to finish getting myself sorted out here. I thought real hard about what I wanted to do tonight, but I've been looking at my list of backlog games to get to. And I say backlog in the context of, like, I have purchased it and not played it yet. And have been prioritizing knocking out some shorter games. Like 5 hours or less kind of stuff. In addition to Detective Pikachu, which is now complete. Alright. And supposedly... Hey, Jamie, what's up? It's been a while, man. We need to find something to play together. I say as I'm trying to knock out endless single-player games. Alright. There we go. Jamie, unfortunately, I have zero interest in Pal World. I just am... The entire concept of Pokemon with guns is just not intriguing to me. I appreciate that a lot of people like them. Oh no, Tom, your headset was turned off. I mean, I hope if I was having tech issues, you all would warn me. In fairness, you did finally, after years of making fun of you for it, send me socks, and they're glorious socks, and they're so nice during winter. But yeah, I feel like I've either not been playing a lot, or I've only been playing single-player games. Trying to knock out some of my backlog, so we're gonna have to find something potentially multiplayer. How did I manage to fail to open this can? Well, hold on, y'all. Struggles strike again. I do not think this will be as bad as the issues we had. There we go. Wine opener. Or the wine bottles. But yeah, so, supposedly, according to howlongtobeat.com, Venba can be completed in a couple of hours. I think, Jamie, every time that I'm like, it's so cold, I'm putting on these gloriously large and warm socks. I'm like, I should message him and say thanks for these again. Alright. So, I remember a little bit of upfront here for everyone. I remember a lot of conversation about Venba leading up to it and when it came out, or that there was conversation. Based on the art for it, I vaguely believe that it has a lot to do with cooking. I could not tell you anything else about this game. Besides that, a lot of people spoke highly of it, and it was on my I would like to buy this list. So we're playing it tonight. I have very little memory of much about it, besides that the art is great. So we are going to... But I hope everybody's doing good this Monday. I'm like, we're gonna play this, and I'm like, what else do we need to cover here? Couple of things, quick reminder for everyone. Oh, I'm gonna have to change my, hold on, my caption-y things. Because, that is not gonna stick out. There we go. Hopefully, there we go. Are you going to? No. Hold on a second. I broke my captions, y'all. Please hold while I fix them. And hopefully, there we go. Haha! I have now fixed them. So, a couple quick reminders. Starting this week and going for at least the next 5 weeks, we will be on a Monday-Wednesday schedule. Wednesday evenings for stream, because Thursdays I will be taking a sewing class. So, technically I could be home for an 8 p.m. start time, but that seems like I'm cutting things a bit close. So, we are going to... Hello, welcome in, Raiders! You showed up at the perfect time, because we've literally not started yet. Hi, Springleaf. DJ, how did the rest of Tekken go? Yeah, you started your Masters, that's right. Hello, welcome in, Raiders. Hi, if you are new here, I am LadyLuck34, my pronouns are she, her, and I do a variety of things, including video games and crafty stuff like sewing and crochet and dice making, and I have too many hobbies. So welcome in. Hunter Wild. Hey Lala, what's up? But welcome in everyone. So we are playing Venba tonight. I am currently on a largely video game kick because I've decided to knock some games off of my backlog. So that is what we are doing this evening. And Venba was one of the games that theoretically I could maybe complete in a stream. According to the internet. But yeah. But welcome. Yes, I should warn everyone, there's a lot of nonsense. I get easily distracted. I have many opinions. And I usually try to warn people that my video game skills are largely mid-tier. So, take of that what you will. And we're gonna get started. Also, I have a dog named Susie, who is being very frustrating. Also, I'm sorry in advance if you're hungry now, because this game involves food. Think well before you dare, and never ruminate once in action. So my hair looks like when I wake up. Leaving already? Yo, sorry, did I wake you? What time is it? 8 in the morning? A full week of streams? Alright, how are we feeling? Ooh. Well, we just woke up, so I'm gonna say tired. Just like yesterday. Alright. Call your school and say you can't come in today. Just about to leave for work, you should go back to sleep. What about your lunch? Leftover... There's gonna be a lot of words I will pronounce badly here, and I will try my best to not do that. Idli batter and garlic chutney from yesterday. Also, thank you for that. I don't think I have alerts set for the stream streaks, but thank you, Cypher. Alright. Steam some quickly. Don't know if I can figure all that out. It's cooking! It's not that complicated. Well, no, that is a very novice thing to say. I should not say that cooking is not that complicated. I should specify that there is some cooking that is, less complex and therefore easier for newbies to pick up and should not be so daunting. It'll take me too long, but don't worry. I can just survive on the coffee machine. This is both a mood and a terrible idea, y'all. I say this as somebody who's really bad at just subsiding off of coffee. Okay, Mandy on principle here, which is myself, wants to just say, okay, get out. It ain't my job to cook for you. And also our person woke up and they're tired and hasn't been feeling well. So I'm not sure that we should really be cooking for someone who can't fend for themselves. On the flip side of it, if I say fine, I'll make it, does that mean I get to go into a cooking minigame? Because I'm all here for that. Priorities. Like, I don't know if that's what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna try. Let's get to cooking. I can make it. Wait 5 minutes. I need to make lunch for myself anyways. Just tell the school I'll be done in a minute. Okay. Also, I really like this. I hate to say fuzzy isn't the right word, but the art kind of makes me think about when you draw with, say, colored pencils or crayons, where you don't really get, like, distinct sharp lines. Okay, let's get this done fast. Although, should I try my mother's recipe? I will say, this seems like a bold choice to choose to try someone else's recipe when you're trying to get something done relatively quickly and you're tired and potentially not feeling well. The way I make are never as soft as hers, and they would always cheer me up when I'm feeling sick. I should just make them her way today. Is the recipe? You look so tired. Go back to sleep. Alright. Plate, towel, cooker, water, and batter. Close to let stream through. These also have holes so batter can cook. Make sure to something or it will leak. That seems problematic. Arrange plates so steam can cook. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh. Water. Ah! Clearly, I don't know how to cook. No. Okay, wait. No? No. Can I not put a... No, because we want the... I don't think I should cover the batter with the towel. Okay, fine! We won't. Welcome to me not knowing how to cook in video games, y'all. No? I keep trying, and they keep telling me no. I feel like the towel was going to be important for something. Make sure to something the towel or it will leak. Lead? Yes, please. Aha! Am I going to ruin it? Yes. But will it be glorious while I do? Also yes. Ha! I told you. Wait. Towel first. Thin batter. That makes so much more sense. It's because they call it a towel. If it was something like parchment paper or something else, this would probably have made a little more sense to me. She says to herself, I am not very good at anything that involves baking, so take anything I say with a grain of salt. Cooking is a little bit more my skill. Alright. I also really like this background music. Hopefully it's coming through alright for y'all. Oh, because I have to rotate it. Well, guess what, y'all? Despite that explanation, I was like, why would I need to rotate anything? Oh, there's no batter in it. I can see why this would be much easier to play on PC than on console. Alright. Pal. Batter. How do I rotate? Explain to me how to rotate. Oh. I don't want to... They tried to explain to me how to rotate this, and I did not. Oh, okay. Will that work? No. Okay, hold on. Alright, what about now? Yeah! Done it right this time. Hello from I should pay attention to instructions when they're given to me. But instead I'm like, nah, I know how to play video games. And then this happens. Alright, let's try again. Hopefully with less fail this time. This makes me want to go cook something. It also just makes me hungry in general. On principle. Haha! Oh, you look so tired! Which is itself a mood. I have been that person. Even took the time to make our faces. Aww. Forgot about my beard. Maybe you don't need that beard. What can I do? My husband can't figure it out. Ooh, she throwing shade at you. Go to sleep. You're sick and exhausted. No, it is a... Do not skip meals? You're not making a case for yourself here, sir. You're making... She's not wrong. Making me choose between resting and letting you starve. Not a fair choice to me. Not letting me starve. You're talking about skipping meals. Oh, both of these are correct. One is about... This is about how, like, her feeling bad for him, and then the other is like, well, I have to feed myself too, and you ain't gonna cook for me. I still have to cook. You just wouldn't have seen it. I don't have a coffee machine. Why? Okay, maybe not a coffee machine. I use a French press because that limits how much I drink in one go. But also, is it so hard for you to cook even on days like this? If you don't know how to survive without your wife cooking for you, you've got bigger problems, dude. Aw, he said she was right and said sorry. Let him starve, survival of the fittest. Did you look for tickets back home? Yes, it's expensive, but we can manage it. Should we go? Let me ask the boss again if he can make me full-time. Oh, but unless the school gives you more shifts, or my boss changes his mind, it's gonna be tough to stay. You know there are other options, but I wouldn't mind going back. Sure, I can teach you again at my old job, but you wanted to make it work here. Nothing keeping us here, that would be nice. Why don't you leave with me now? I'll walk you to the dock. Okay, so I was like, leave with her now? She's not going to work. All I need is sleep. Yeah, sometimes you just need to sleep for a week. And then suddenly you'll feel better. Emphasis on quotation marks around free. Oh, it makes her happy. You still look tired, but you don't look as bad. What did the doctor say? The boss didn't even consider it. Unless a miracle happens, I say we start packing. What's with you? Never told me what the doctor said. Would that not be your main priority to find out? I would be mildly concerned if I said, hey, you've been feeling bad for several days, you went to the doctor, what'd the doctor say? And the response was, you should eat first. She just whacked his hand. No, she was setting him up to tell good news. She pregnant. I mean, raising a child back home wouldn't be so bad either, but there's a chance at a very different life here. Going to get more expensive though. I'm barely scraping by as it is. Can't provide everything other parents would be able to. If you love them. Oh, what if they resent us for when they grow up? I appreciate that this conversation's more about, like, how do we do good by our kid? Maybe moving back to India is the best option after all. But then they could resent us for taking away this opportunity. It's definitely always, I shouldn't say always, many times going to be a catch-22, depending on what you want. She's probably asleep. What do you think? I knew that was coming. Why aren't you saying anything? Oh no, she's awake. I was like, I expect her to be passed out. Oh, it's funny to see you worried like this. Are you not worried? I don't know. I feel very calm for some reason. Makes one of us. Or should they turn out just fine? How can you be so sure? It's our child. How else could they turn out? I feel like that disregards a whole lot of factors, but also I respect that sentiment. I say all of this in the context that I don't have children. I'm not interested in having children. Being outshowed by one's children is a universally desired form of sweet defeat. That's cute. Okay, so it's been 5 or 6 years. I can't remember if it was 88 or 89 in the first one. Where did you run off to? I have a lot of work to do. Yes, sir. I've managed transport of hundreds of units of inventory per day. Pardon me? Is he having trouble understanding? There you are. What are you wearing? Where's your shirt? Child off screen is like, it's a cape! 100% this is a child. I appreciate that you want to make your t-shirt a cape, but you should wear your shirt. Job was in India, but don't run away. This does feel very 90s, of like somebody's just at a table trying to have a conversation on the phone and nonsense is happening around them. I mean, this is what happens with children. You have a Bachelor of Science in Physics? Alright. Child raising trauma in the backseat. You can just take me on a probation period. Driven, self-started, and a quick learner. I can't say anything about the whole idea of having a Bachelor's of Science in Physics and trying to find a job, because we know job market is not great. Speaking to Neil. Can't even understand what you're saying. You don't have to pay until then. Ooh, no, don't negotiate your pay for later. I understand. Okay, thank you. I'm assuming it's... Thank you for considering me. Good day. No luck, buddy. Oh, Mr. Bachelor of Science, what happened? Same old. It's time for it to go? What, my beard? This is a phone interview! You're such a dad. Your clean shave theory doesn't hold water here. Spend half these calls asking them to repeat themselves. Should watch cartoons, Cabin. If I can understand those shows, maybe I can understand mood. When I moved to the Northeast and I had to call to get something, I think it was like my internet set up. The sheer number of times I had to ask the service rep to repeat themselves because they had the thickest Boston accent and I could not understand a word they were saying half of the time. It was like, I'm sorry, I have obviously never had to translate this before. Watch Batman together. He's going to forget to mill at this point. Friends call him Kevin. Well, what's wrong with that? It's only one letter that's different anyways. Aww. Absolutely names tell stories. It's a way for people to learn about you and where you're from. Shouldn't be afraid to correct your friends. It's your name, after all. What are you doing, Susie? Susie is making weird noises. I don't want to be beautiful. No! Alright. Throw him out. Who would say I don't want to be beautiful? Just want to be Kevin. It's definitely, it's interesting, to your point, the age when you just want to fit in, you don't want to be different. I think on it often. I did not grow up speaking Spanish, even though most of my family did. And it was always this disconnect of, like, I wish I had grown up speaking Spanish, but it was also, challenging if you didn't live close to family to have those additional people reinforcing, being able to speak the language at home. He's brighter than us. That is not how I would phrase this. He's learned to adapt. there's a balance between adapting and then giving up your roots so you can be like everyone else. Aced yesterday's English quiz. Would that have not come up before? Good job! We should celebrate. What do you want to eat? I'll make something special. And she's thinking all of her foods. And he's like, I want pizza. How about we make something at home? They're just giving so many choices. Tired of all of these. I want pizza, extra cheese, extra toppings. Is extra cheese not extra toppings? You eat that all the time. What's that? It's a lot of fun to make. Reminds me of a rocket. I have questions and I hope we're about to go make it. Lots of steam comes out when you make it. It looks like a rocket launching. Does? Yeah. But you know what? Let's just order pizza. There's no rocket, but you get a nice cardboard box. What are you, a cat? Well done, Mom. Will it really look like a rocket launch? Do you want to see? Depending on where you live, cheese is not a topping. Okay, fair. Well, I mean, extra cheese is the equivalent of a topping, I guess. Mom with the reverse psychology, doing good. I haven't made this before, but Mama had a recipe on it. Hopefully it's readable. Where's the rocket? We're gonna get there. Cooking time, let's go! Alright. Rice, water, blend. Separate fine rice from chunks. Okay, so chunks are off to the side. Fine rice here. Combine fine rice with water. Oh, we're blending the rice without the water. Okay. Okay. Oh my god, child. Have some patience. Oh. Ha. Man. Adding flour to the rice is the final step. Let's go! Do you think this is right? No. Okay, wait. Right, a fine rice with water. Okay. They want me to do this multiple times. I think that this is gonna be trial and error tonight, y'all. Do we think that'll be enough? Or should we do it again? I have no trust. I don't have to do this a third time. There we go. Haha. Now it looks right. Why does it feel like flour even though there's so much water? Mix them little by little. Final consistency should feel like slightly wet sand versus moderately or heavily wet sand. Sometimes descriptions in cooking are wild. When will we get to the rocket? We're getting there. Alright. What the heck is this? Okay. Flour, coconuts, water, 3 teaspoons of 3 teaspoons of coconut, 4 teaspoons of flour. Okay. 1 coconut, 2 flour. Okay, got it. Alright. First things first. Okay. Alright. So we said coconut. 1, 2. Alright, let's see if I do this right. We're gonna hope for the best here. Will I get it right the first time? Over, under, yes or no? Lunchtime! Oh, that's wild! Now I want to learn how to make this at home. Can't believe it didn't fall. We did it right the first time, y'all. Well done, us. Can we do that again? This is making me hungry, y'all. I already ate tonight, but we might need to have... I'm going to offer you our secondary teacher position at this time. I encourage you to apply again next year. Oh, no! Oh, for a second I was like, why does this child have such heavy bags under his eyes? And then I realized that's his eyes being closed. Is he asleep? I think so. What if he's faking it? Interview, another dead end. Yes. I think I knew that before I took the call. No relevant Canadian work experience. Oh, come on! So many skills work across, regardless of where you live. Keep you on file. I don't know. Feel like I deluded us and think we could make it work here. You've been making it work for 5 or 6 years. Go to the employment office again tomorrow. What? I know you don't like Suresh. I cannot word, y'all. You should take that sales job at his company. I don't like either of these answers. Both of these answers seem terrible. It's all about who you know here. Well, they said no relevant Canadian work experience, so as long as you work for a bit in Canada, then will that work? Oh. I feel like both of these answers are not great answers, but I don't know which I would prefer to give here. You're not wrong, Leaf. And I hate the implication that we're at the end of our rope. Even though I'm sure that that is very much getting to the point of being true at the same time. Alright. We barely know anyone. Not in a position to pick and choose our help. Thought moving here would be a chance to start over. But even here, we still have to beg people. Okay, I was about to read those out of order. It's not technically begging. I'll call him tomorrow. I think you're more qualified for sales than I am. I'm not sure if reverse psychology would work on a whole bunch of people that aren't 5-year-old kids. Can't believe you're having a hard time teaching. Well, it's not like teaching back home. Makes me worry about him. Back home, I could get the class to laugh, open up, get them in the mood to learn. It's harder here. Yeah, what does that have to do with our child? I just that there's a wall between me and my class, and I can't connect with them. They lead very different lives than we did. Okay. Feel that same wall growing all around. What if I can't connect with him? I would say it feels like he's growing further away from us. You're not wrong, Tom. It does seem that way. The other day he told me he wished he had his own room like his friend. Ah, cultural differences. Yes, yes, yes. A 5-year-old needs privacy. A 5-year-old who wants to be like his friends. Can you even imagine asking for something like that when you were a kid? I hate to say you're in different worlds, but I think that you have to bridge that gap. And it's not just location, and it's not just culture, it's time. We see this right now, or I say we. I think a lot of us see this right now with the difference of kids that are now growing up, where technology is everywhere and it's at your fingertips at any given time. The internet is a thing. Smartphones are a thing, tablets, what have you. In a way that for some/many of us, they were not when we were growing up. So there's naturally just a gap in our life experiences of what it was as a child because of that. How willing are you to accept that things are different? Ooh, he doesn't eat lunch at school. He's not interested in anything we do. This one's concerning to me. Because I'm like, do you mean he's not eating? Or he doesn't want to eat at school? Not interested in anything we do. Feels... I'm like, which one do I want to unpack more? Or alternatively, which one do I want to unpack the least? I think we'll say he's not interested in anything we do. Listen to music. That's rough. You have a very short window of your child being interested in all the things you do before they're more interested in all the things their friends do. But you'd rather watch Home Alone. Not Home Alone! I'm worried. These things bother me too. You are not wrong. Right? Dealing with social media now, like as a kid, I could not. I was out of high school before. Yeah, I guess I would have been in college when the first smartphone released. We did it because we thought he'd have a better life here. And he does. Comes with better education opportunities, but it also comes with some culture, language, values. We can't pick and choose the ones we want and ask him to ignore from the others. Aw, that's true. Natural that any kid wants to fit in. It's scary, because it's not what you know. How do you know? He's our child. Flashback to 6 years ago. Those fallen from their resolve are stripped of respect, like hair fallen from the head. Ooh. Has it been a year? What was it before? 94? Go on, tell her. Oh, he knows the better English. He said, oh, he's not at the office. Does she know what time he left? Uh-oh. Okay, well, does she at least know if he came in today? Okay. She doesn't know. Usually leaves alone. He was very quiet. All the sales staff left at 5 p.m. today. Must have left then, too. Okay. Thank you. What happened to Dad? The streetlights aren't doing much work here. Why are we walking through the park? Do you think he'll be here? I don't know. Sometimes he loves to walk instead of taking the bus. Decide to walk. Okay, walk home from the office. I'm slightly concerned that he left at 5. What's taking him so long? Do you think he went somewhere else first? But where would he go for this long? Enough with your questions. We're all worried and concerned. Why are you worried? Do you think something happened to him? I feel like the assumption is... Yeah. Do you think something happened? No, he just didn't come home for no reason at all. You don't have to stay quiet here. You can ask me anything you want. Anything. Ooh, you're opening a door you might not want. Only if you can ask it. Oh. Yes, make him practice. He'll be so glad as an adult to be bilingual. She says, because she wishes she was bilingual. Or did that lady say he's very quiet? He talks a lot at home. See, you can speak it when you want to. Maybe it's that they don't talk to him. He doesn't really like his job, so maybe that's why. He was a writer back home, right? He had a degree in physics and he was a writer? I have so many questions about this career path. How come I never see him write at home? He always writes when something bothers him. Back home, that used to be every day. Maybe you should bug him more. Ooh. I feel like what did you do feels like a more natural progression of this conversation. I was a teacher, not just a slide teacher. I taught math for 9th to 12th standard. Were you a cool teacher? That's like a terrible thing to ask your parent. Fun and easygoing. Like, were the kids scared of you? Only my child. I like to think I was good at it. My classes were always fun for the students, though I don't think I'm a cool teacher here. Oh, I miss those days. But you teach here too. Asking the tough questions, kid. I don't know. It's just not. I don't like the do you think you'll ever go back? Do you think we'll ever go back? Would you leave your child here? Let's ask why did they move here? It wasn't an easy choice. He wanted to be with me, and I couldn't imagine being with anyone else. Oh, a lot of people took issue with us being together, and they decided to make it our problem. Why do other people gotta... I mean, there's so much in this world where people take issue with stuff that has nothing to do with them, and then make it everybody else's problem. It was getting hard to deal with, so we gambled on a fresh start here and took it. Also, their audio design, on point. I'm concerned. I'm concerned. Oh no. And I spelled his name wrong. Oh no, what happened? Yeah, it could have been worse. I was slightly concerned that they were gonna say, like, he died. So I very much appreciate that was not what happened here. He was bothered, so he was writing. Nothing, no matter how dear, should be sought at the expense of one's honor. In 2006, it's been 11 years. It was 95 last time, right? We're getting older. His glasses, it's like plus 10 years later, sir. You're still wearing the same glasses? Everything you need? Yeah. I'll go help him pack. Is he about to go away to college? I appreciate how much cooking they're getting done. Okay, there's absolutely no instructions here. Lyra Biryani. I'm sorry if I say the words wrong. I do not know proper where they put their emphasis. I've never made it that way before, but I've seen Amma make it the night before we left India. Alright. Now, the beef goes in after we add all the salt and powders that were... Okay, beef after salt and powders. Then add water. Alright, logic to the order you add these 4 ingredients in. All of them to fry in the oil nicely, but the ingredient you add first will always fry more. Onions turn golden brown, they should be fried the most. Okay, so tomatoes last, onions first. Cardamom. Oh wait, hold on. One more. They're making us think. I'll add all these first. Alright. Big thing to leave to another country. I don't know when I'll be able to cook for you again. Alright. Crap, what do we say? The beef and the spices. Beef and the powders afterward. What have we got? Bay leaves, fennel seeds. Okay, wait, hold on. We're gonna fry first. Wait, they're not gonna tell me it again? Oh god, we're not gonna remember. Well... I don't remember doing it this way. Oh no. Okay. Bay leaves. Powders will be last. You would lose your mind over these prices. which I think is very much a mood. Tomatoes should be last. Yeah. But I'm fixing these now, and I hope he can appreciate when he cooks these, if he ever does. Okay, we said the beef, the salt, and the powders are last. But I don't remember if it was... beef? Salt? Powder. Turmeric. Chili powder. And then water and reduce. Crap. Salt is last. Beef. Then powders. Masala. Then water. Then salt. Oh no! They said you add all the things and then you reduce. Okay, wait. What if salt was last and then water? Darn it! Who remembers this part? Wait. You know what? Let's try something different. Powders. Wait. Salt. I thought the water was the last step. There we go. It was the last step. It's everything else that I forgot in the middle. They're making us remember things? All of this looks so delicious, even though it's a video game and it's making me so hungry. Alright, there's a lot about to happen here. Okay, ingredients, great. Once done, let it sit on both flame. Well. That's... At least the second part is salvageable. Everything in the pot, seal tight, let it simmer together. 1, 2, and 3 might refer to different layers. Gravy, rice, and other things, but in what order? Well, the gravy's already in there. All of these together on top of the rice layer. Okay. And that's the final layer. Alright, so that's... What's wrong? You know, we'll visit often, and once things get better, we'll come back here. Okay, well, I feel like it's been at least 17 or 18 years, and none of this has happened. We haven't visited. Alright. I don't... What the heck? What the... Oh, there's a lot. We're gonna hope for the best. I don't think this is the right sequence. I don't know what the right sequence is! Why would you do this to me, game? Serious question. What? Let's look at it again. Okay, the milk on top. The leaves on top. Okay. This seems very difficult. I don't know how I'm... They just told us that these are all the things on top of the rice. They didn't... Like, how am I supposed to interpret this visual? I don't know how to read, even though this isn't reading. What's the visual equivalent of reading? Hello, welcome in, readers. You came in at a time. Hi, welcome in, raiders. Hello, everyone from Peking Pirate Stream. I hope Final Fantasy XIV went alright. If you don't know me, I'm Lady Luck 34. My pronouns are she or her, and we're having an adventure tonight. But what's up? Lily, thank you for the watch streak. Welcome in, Mithrin, Val, Antiquated, Bude. We're playing Venba, which has a lot of food that looks delicious, and I want it. And it's making me hungry despite the fact I've already eaten, but they made some choices in this design. Okay. Alright. Alright, I think I need a hint. Been able to hear your voice. Oh, you have! Hopefully they've been a little bit hopeful. Fingers crossed. Well, welcome in, raiders. I hope... Wow, I can't type. Okay. So, we're following recipes from our mother's book, but some of it has somehow gotten damaged. So we've been looking at our memories. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. 2, 4, 5. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Wait a second. I think I know what I did. I lied to you. I don't know what I did. So anyways, we got a really indistinct memory which does not replay. Where essentially, she's like, oh, all of this stuff is on top of the rice. So we have this slight visual that indicates all of the various things, and now we're trying to guess what order it's supposed to be in. Maybe I'm supposed to be interpreting it. This is why I was... Yeah. We're gonna go for a hint, y'all. I'm not sure how to do this. What does types tell me? Every city in India has its own, and they all swear it's the best. This is just making me hungry, and I might have to go get Indian food tomorrow. No, I could really use a hint, please. Scoop out a layer of beef. Oh, wait! That's... I feel cheated. Then I should add this scoop followed by... What? What? Oh my god. I never would have guessed doing that. I didn't even question the fact that there was an empty bowl over here. I have no words. None. No words. But anyways, this game is Venba, which is telling the story of a couple who moved to Canada from India and are raising their son here. Oh, we gotta put the lid on, because it's gonna simmer. So need to keep the flame very low and it'll all cook together. The rice will fully absorb all the moisture from the gravy, deeply flavoring it. Ah, this makes me so hungry. I've had a meal. It's just the principle of it. And we're dealing with the struggles of how, or the family's dealing with the struggles of how Canada is not India and some of the kind of cultural differences. I want it! And also we're struggling a bit with our son who wants, well, he's older now, but when he was 5 or 6, when he wanted to fit in. So instead of being, you know, using his more, I guess, Indian name, he wanted to be more Anglo. I mean, his name's Kevin, Kavin, and he let everybody call him Kevin. So we're struggling a bit. Beef really is the best. What have you done, sir? I won't give any chances to cook for you like this again. That being so dramatic. I'm just moving out for university. But we'll miss you. Have you packed everything? I really appreciate the dichotomy of Dad over here on the side touching the food with his fingers and our son using a spoon. As it turns out, my friends are driving there today after all, so I'll be going with them. Oh. You won't have to drive all day, but we wanted to spend that time with you. You can give us a tour. It's not a hassle at all for us to drive you. It's just more convenient. The other thing that they've been struggling with is again, we've had like time gaps and things, so part of the struggle as well has been this idea of their son wants different things based on where he lives now and the culture and everything. In the sense that what they grew up with as kids growing up in India versus what he's grown up with as a kid here in Canada are two very different experiences. Just more convenient, nothing to tour, really. This does, like, I very much knew exactly all the things my parents wanted to get out of the experience of me going to college. And that was the, like, going on the campus tour when I was choosing, and then getting to, like, take me to move into the dorm. So I can't tell if this child really just doesn't want his parents involved, or if he's that oblivious to what the experience they want out of this is. Right? The fun experience of driving your kid to college. Did I even get any of the meat? Has he been picking through this wanting some of the beef and he got none of it? Maybe we can drive there next week, drop off some food. I almost forgot. Will your friends carve enough space for some containers of food? Packed a lot more of the, sending some with you. And sweets. Did she give all the pieces to Dad's just over here being like, I got the short end of the stick because my kid's going away to college. I can't take that in the car. Why not? I packed for your friends too. You can all eat. They don't. Wow. Child. And the whole car will smell. I don't want them in my dorm either. You don't want any of the food I made for you? Dad's over here feeling like he got nothing out of this. He got none of the beef. And Mom's having an existential crisis between her and her kid. He does seem oblivious, and then I feel this is very much they clearly weren't talking to each other this past week if she was making food for him and his friends to take that he didn't want. I didn't ask you to. Why are you getting mad? I know you didn't ask, but will you even eat there? I mean, I hope they have food at this university campus. Cafeterias, instant noodles, whatever. Yeah, he's gonna be one of the adults that'll regret. I grew up largely away from the bulk of the Cuban side of my family. So when I spent time with them, I wanted as much as I could get of all the things. And I put a lot of energy and effort into making time for my abuela and all of those things. And even after, she passed a couple years ago, I think, what else could I have done? I was as present and involved as I could be, and I still feel like there's so much more that I could have gotten to experience with her. And so I can't just imagine being like, no, I don't want any of it. It's like, yes, please cook for me. Yes, please tell me stories, speak, let's learn words in Spanish and all of those things. I still have her recipe for black beans because I wanted to have that. Oh yeah. My abuela, until the day she died, every time I saw her, she would send me home with food. Thank you. My running zombie. Thank you for that donation, Anonymous. I appreciate you contributing to... Yeah, I apologize. I've gotten so distracted by the food and the story that I did not take out the time with the quick reminder that we are fundraising as part of Team Cypher, in support of the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund, who are doing very important work, who are always doing very important work, but is much more necessary right now with everything going on. I believe the team broke $10,000. We're over 11,000 now. So thank you for that donation. Every little bit helps, so I do appreciate the contribution and that you wanted to remain anonymous. So let's see. Everyone's such a... Yeah. My daughter tonight was saying she has no family history beyond her grandparents. No. It's such an interesting and also weird thing. Because for me, I think about it from the perspective of my abuela and my abuelo, who were Cuban, who came to the U.S. from Cuba. But I know with other members of my family, they're like, well, if you trace it further back, our roots are in Spain. And I was like, okay, but everything I know about the family and the places we went to visit, like I visited, short aside from the game, I got to visit my family in Cuba when I was a child. We had this whole big trip planned. It's the only time I ever got to go. I got to meet my bisabuela and bisabuelo, which for those of you who don't know is my great-grandmother and great-grandfather. And so everything about that part of my family and the culture around it, for me, comes from Cuba. Even if they say, hey, like, we can trace back a little further and it's from Spain. But it's certainly a thing where it's like, if you ask me to speak to anything in more detail, like, so much of what I know about that, so much of my history and the stories I was told and the food that I have and everything like that really came from, like, the last couple of generations. It was really from either my abuela or my bisabuelo, from that perspective. I say context here, specifically speaking to abuela, is because my abuelo passed before I was born. So I never got to know him. So a lot of what I know from, my grandparents is from my abuela. And then I did get to meet, both of the great grandparents, the bisabuelos, when I went to Cuba. And so it's such an interesting thing where if you say, well, think back further, I'd be like, no, everything I know about that is from, is really more, I associate to Cuba than I do to say Spain. Oh no, it took too long. Yeah. He's very much taking for granted all of these things. And, like, I look back and go, yes, could I have done more? Sure. But did I make sure I was carving out time that I was letting, cooking with and cooking for and being cooked for by my abuela and asking her for recipes and, those sorts of things? Yes. So I'll always be able to carry those with me. Auntie always tells, this is the thing. And it was wild to me, because you have to understand, when my parents planned this trip and we spent 10 days in Cuba with the family, we did not live in Florida at the time. So this was a field trip. But my Tia and Tio and my cousins, they did live in Florida. They've lived in Florida their whole lives. And so it was the thing where it's like we were the first great grandkids from the U.S. to visit. And that was something that they held very dearly, that, like, we did that. And I think it's a little wild to me from my perspective because, like, we were the kids that didn't grow up speaking Spanish. We grew up, because my parents were military, moving around the country and to other parts of the world occasionally. And so, like, we were, I hate to say the most disconnected from our roots in that aspect, but essentially the most disconnected when I look at my tia, my tio, and my cousins who did grow up much more centrally. They grew up speaking Spanish and what have you. So it is absolutely something that's appreciated. Let's see. Many young adults hit an age where they need to rebel to find themselves and their own identity. It can look cruel, but it's necessary. I think it's sometimes needs a bit of understanding. I do, and I will say, welcome in DC. I will say the thing that they've kind of been touching on, which you all, I think coming in on the raid would not have seen yet, was that little bit of struggle of, like, how do we balance our culture and how we, the parents, grew up and what life was like for us, for them in India, versus the culture of Canada and what their son was growing up with. So I certainly think that, there's an acknowledgement of that. Your kid has to find their own way. But I certainly think they're also pointing to this idea of, especially when you're from, or your family's from a different country, there is this degree of othering and this strong desire to fit in. And so sometimes that can result in a rejection of everything, or of many things that make up your parents' culture and what they know and what they want to hand down to you. Also, this kid has no plan for university, which, like, it's 2006, child. You should have a slightly... The internet is a thing by this point. I can't believe she gave him all the pieces. Dad's just over here struggling. But welcome in, DC. I hope you're doing well. That's not healthy. You can't eat out every day. Do you not know how college works? Well, I don't know for anybody else. For me, there was a shared kitchen on the first floor of our dorms. So you'd had to buy the food, have your own, like, cutlery and your own pots and pans and stuff, and then you had to go down and set up in a shared space to be able to cook anything yourself. Just trying to be helpful. Well, you're not. Why don't you just take some of it? You don't have to eat it. I said no! Also, I feel like your teen rebellion happens earlier in your teens. Maybe I went through my screw y'all, I do whatever I want stage probably around, like, 15, 16. This is a fresh start for me. No. I don't want to smell like little India anymore. Do you not know how delicious that food is? How good it all smells? Child. I just want to be normal. For once. Wow. Wow, but other kids can be cruel. the language you speak, the food you eat, the clothes you wear. Only you should decide that. You don't have to change who you are for us, but just be sure you're not changing who you are for anyone else either. Dad, speaking facts here. Oh no, 100%. I will say this. It was less prevalent, or it was most noticeable for me actually in high school, which is that, because in high school I was living in Florida at that point, for all of the other kids who were either Cuban or Latino, I was not Latino enough for them. I straight up had a kid tell me in high school that I'm not actually Cuban because I don't speak Spanish. Which was such a BS thing to say. And then the flip side of it is I've had equally, more on the, I guess, like, European white space who are like, well, why do you always say things like that? Like, why do you say, croquetas? Why do you say abuelo? And then it was just like these other things where it was, why are you choosing to hold on to the parts of your culture that you have, that you grew up with? Because, and so like I've been the kid in the middle who it's like, well, you're not good enough for either side. So I totally get it. This is not, I think, saying that the kid's wrong to feel what he feels, but I think there is an acknowledgement of like, yeah, this is not something you're always going to have. And finding that balance of looking for the culture and the things that work for you while still being respectful and holding on to the bits of your family's culture is a balance, and it can be hard, especially if you're growing up someplace where you are kind of an outlier, in the sense of how they've set it up here, which is that this is a Indian family who has been living in Canada now for years. It'd be a shame if you chose not to be part of it, just because you think it's not normal. And that's the thing. That's the setting your standards of what's normal by the people around you, I think is like, normal is relative. It depends on where you grew up. Like, what's your standards for this? Yeah, it's a lot of balancing. There's what are the expectations associated with it, which is a whole other story. I spent literal years, that every time I would see my tia, my abuela was more joking about it. My tia, I think, was less so, of being asked like, well, when was I going to get married? And I kept being like, I'm never getting married. But that was, culturally, that was the thing that they expected, was like, you grew up, you got out of school, maybe you got a good job, but like the end goal was that you were getting married. Why did we even, you have never lived anywhere else, child. This is the thing, this here is like, why did we even move here? This kid grew up here in Canada. He never grew up in India. They have not made any implication that they have ever visited with him. Or without him. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. It's just, there's no need to create a fuss over any of this. Do you not understand that going away to university is worth creating a fuss? It's not like you're never going to see me again. That is a terrible way of thinking about things. First off, what if I got hit by a car tomorrow? Or what if, one of them got hit by a car tomorrow? Or we're in a car accident, What if you decide you never want to come back? You like where you're at. Granted, it's driving distance. I say this too, I have strong feelings about this myself, because I have, for the past 10 plus years, lived, this is actually the closest I've currently lived to my family in 10 years, and I still live 1,500 miles away. So, and I've had family members who would be within a couple hours of, say, my parents, or my abuela when she was still alive. It would not make the trip. And I'm like, you are within a couple hours driving distance. You could make the round trip in a day. I have to take a flight or drive for 2 straight days to make it there. Like, there is no excuse to not make time for your family. But it's foolish to assume that they'll always be there, because you never know what could happen. I'll visit often, okay? In their minds, they're going, that's what we said to our parents when we were leaving India, and has that happened? Sorry, catching back up with chat. Yeah, and then when you don't feel like you have a right to cultures you're a part of outside of advocate, and that's the thing is, like, I've talked about it a bit on stream. I think I've posted about it occasionally on social, where I'm like, I do struggle to like, blatantly, I don't want to say claim, but speak to the fact that I am Cuban. And it's not because I'm ashamed of it, but it's like, well, I don't speak Spanish. I did not grow up in Cuba. You know, like, there's so many aspects where, like, you don't feel that you have a space there. Or, alternatively, that you don't have a voice in that community. Besides your point wanting to support them. And that's hard. And it's certainly a struggle that I've lived most of my life with. Yeah, this is the thing. I think I've talked about it a couple times on stream, but my grandmother passed in, actually, it was the anniversary about a week ago. She passed in January of 2021. It was 2 weeks, actually less than 2 weeks, between when she went into the hospital and when she passed. So it's like one of those things where you're like, you never know. And of course, like, this was the height, well, I say height because it's been going on now for years, but at the time, vaccines were not out yet, and it was the height of, you know, COVID, and I was like, I'm not flying and putting the rest of my family at risk. I'll call every week, will you, though? Will you? Is that them? Who are these friends? No, thank you, and I'm sorry for you as well, Mithrin, but, like, it's a rough thing. And I think, for whatever reason, whether it's finances, whether it's proximity, like, people who are able to say their goodbyes, I hate to say are privileged, but it's something for people to consider, that it's not always that easy. So, I feel differently. Like, as a kid, I would have absolutely been this flippant. It's like, oh yeah, I'll see you later, it's fine. Even though I made time for my family. But, like, I can certainly, it's something I feel strongly about even more as an adult, because you never know. Our parents are just hanging out at the window being like, have we never met our son's friends? Do we have no clue who any of these people are? That's mildly concerning to me, but okay. Who is that girl? I've never seen her before. Smart kid. This is why he didn't want us to drive him. Dad. Sir. We didn't even help them load the entire car? I suppose it's good that he's so independent and makes his own choices, even if they're so incorrect. I feel like this could be a comedy/drama movie with these types. My boy got game, right? I appreciate too that oftentimes in their conversations between mom and dad here, Venba and Papillon, which I hope I'm saying correctly, that the two of them are repeatedly I shouldn't say repeatedly, but they're acknowledging that they are not in India and that things are different here. Culturally, the choices and the opportunity they were looking to give to their son. So, point here. Like, his choices are so incorrect, but acknowledging, you know what, for us, those choices had already been made, and we weren't the ones making them. So at least it's his decision, rather than the one we made for him, the way it was for us. We just have to wait patiently for him to come back to us. No. Until then, it's just the two of us again. Just like old times. Also, it's 2006. Oh no, declined for the teacher role again. Have they been applying every year for like the past 10 plus years? Did he text or call yet? No. You told him to text or call when he gets there, right? Yes. Oh, he has. I kept waiting and got worried, so I finally called him. He just said he forgot to inform us and hurried to hang up. Big day after all. I'm sure he has a lot going on. Oh, let your son do as he likes. Not even going to bother anymore. He doesn't want to eat what we make. He doesn't want to speak into meals. He doesn't even want the name we gave him. Oh, you're trying your best and, done chasing after him. Yes, you're right. In fairness, I say this as somebody who has done this, where you get there and you do have the intent of informing everyone. Like, hey, I'll text them. But then you're rushing or something happens or what have you, and it's hours later where you're like, oh crap, I forgot to text somebody. Yes, you're right. Oh wait, he forgot his headphones in his room. I was going to bring it to him sometime next week, but maybe we should just let him pick it up whenever he's here next. We did? Of course not. We should help if we can. Using all the time of a hard burn without that. Oh, you made that up. Is there anything more fleeting than your anger towards him? Oh. What being a parent is, I suppose. Said he wants to pursue writing. I was so happy. Finally something we have in common. Show him all the works that inspired me, all the poems and stories that I love. And the ones you wrote, too. All the stories you read to him as a child were just ones you wrote on the spot. But I doubt he even remembers that. I don't even know if he can read. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you. Setting aside for a second the benefits of being bilingual from a, job and opportunity standpoint. The other thing that it opens so many doors to the music and the books and the, so many more things that you can understand at a level that you can't just reading subtitles or looking up translations. And then I also think of it from the perspective that usually somebody who's bilingual, because they already have multiple languages, or have more than one language, it tends to be easier to pick up other languages, because you've kind of already gone through that process of... And I'm like, there's so many things! Why would you not want those benefits? Says me, who wishes I had them. I used to wonder why he wanted to turn his back on all the unique and special things his roots have to offer, but after that night in the park... Oh, we never got the story of the night in the park. Maybe he's thinking it's better not to be unique or stand out in any way, and I don't think we can blame him for that. I guess it wasn't the best decision to move. Oh, I don't get to write here. You don't get to teach here. It's hard for him to be who he really wants to be here. I don't think he knows who he wants to be, is the problem. He wants to fit in, but that's not who he is. If you're going to suggest I would have been better off not moving here with you, my anger is going to be anything but fleeting. Yeah, you tell him. But come on, I know how much you miss home. Wouldn't you be happier back there? I feel like if I didn't have anyone, then yes, maybe I'd be happier. But I have you, and I have him. Home is where you two are. Oh, home is where you two are. He does change with the wind, but also he's a teenager, so are we that surprised? Longing for those who have forsaken you diminishes the beauty of the soul. It's 2014? quick reminder, it was just 2006. So we are now 8 years later. Oh, she's slowly getting older. We did see Dad's glasses. I love all the music they're using this. Ah. How big is this tray? Oh, this just makes me want food. I can't grab it. Oh, now I can. Okay, got it. I'm like, when is it cooked? I don't want to over fry it. What would happen if we burnt the food? Yeah. I might buy all the things to make myself empanadas this weekend. Alright. Ooh. I'm not saying I haven't cooked stuff at like 10 and 11 at night because I've decided I want it. But I'm not sure I have anything immediately ready on hand that I could make for myself. That isn't things like, for example, instant noodles. I feel like that's what I'm gonna do this weekend. Black beans and rice and empanadas and... Yeah. Oh, we get to flip them over and everything! This is not the order in which I poured them in. I just want you to know. That's not the order in which they got flipped either. Poor guy managed to pay off his son's education, buy himself a new pair of glasses. Dude does need some new glasses. Oh no, you want me to slice stuff? I have questions about how we're gonna cook this. I'm so intrigued. It turned red. Oh wow, we're cooking the whole thing. The first time I caught a fish and then we cooked it whole like this was actually when I was in Cuba with my family. Or visiting the family and everything, and it was... I did not appreciate it as much as a 10-year-old as I should have. I did appreciate my bisabuelo teaching me how to chop a mango with a machete. That was a wild experience. I'm so intrigued by what we're putting in here. It's not actually telling us what it is this time. Oh. I do think I have the stuff to make. I've been trying different times to make, or I've been trying several times to make things like chicken tikka masala, so this kind of makes me want to. Maybe that's what I'll try over the weekend too. We're just gonna make all the things, y'all. All the things. I'm gonna cook enough food for 3 weeks. Oh, this just makes me hungry. Also, I love their musical choices. It's just, like, for the entire game so far, but especially for the cooking portions. This is the kind of music I should be cooking to. One more to go. Shouldn't the tinier pieces be cooked first? Also, I have so much respect that they're basically doing this on, like, one electric, or one little pan. Not pan. Burner. I can word, y'all. I swear I can word. Ah, this just makes me hungry. This all looks so good. I know it's a game, y'all, but also, can we talk about how much it is a skill to have an idea of when people are going to show up, and then timing and cooking multiple things in such a way that you have it all plated and hot and ready to go. It's him saying he's not going to be there. And he can't make it. She did all this cooking because he said he was going to show up. Also, Leaf, I think you were right. Husband hasn't shown up. Does he... all that cooking, all those dishes, and he didn't show up here to cook. Or to eat it. Not even late. He was like, I can't make it today. The worst. Yo. He was still so young. Oh, happy to inform you that your application was accepted. Wait, is he just at school working? Or is this her application? Without one's dignity, one becomes a puppet to too many strings. He's actually here. I'm surprised. No, don't do it. Wait, you don't normally hang it inside, but my dad likes to? I just need something unique and interesting here. I think it'd be cool if it was like a table of kids, they all share food from the different cultures. Korea's lunch should be. No! That sounds... Yeah, none of those, because that's not actually... What if we show her eating nothing? Like, you would bring back your lunch a lot, because... Too embarrassed to eat it at school. Oh, that's the reference to, what you said before. Leaf. Maybe we can touch upon that. At least he's speaking to his experience here. And his buddy's gonna be like, nah, that's not the vibe I'm going for. Right? Just a fun scene that celebrates different cultures and cuisines that really represents Toronto. You must have a favorite dish your mom made or something, right? Feels weird for me to write a scene where she isn't even a bit apprehensive about the lunch. I was terrified to even open the lid. I get we're celebrating... You're typing too much. Too fast. I get we're celebrating it, but it seemed like that would like, oh no, I didn't get to finish reading before he deletes the whole thing. Yeah, we all knew exactly what this guy was gonna say. I'll check my mother's recipe book. Ugh. Oh. Okay, if I have to give them a recipe, the least I can do is ensure it's authentic. Some of the stuff they have, Wait, you're at the house and Mom finally went back to India? What? She didn't take the recipe book when she left? Wait. Hold on. Did she move back because it's just her and now you're living in their old place? Looks like she fixed a lot of the recipes. I can't read Tamil very well, which is what we expected. She was alone, so I'm not surprised. Making this, yeah. That was fun. Like, all of the pieces are taped in. It's like chicken soup, I think. She made this for me one time when I was really ill. Only thing I can eat without throwing up. Must have been 5. Still remember the taste, the smell, and the day she made it. There was a phone call from India. The cooker was whistling. She fed it to me, but I think she was upset about something. I wonder what it was. Going to feature this recipe in the show. I better cook it once at least. How helpful. She's drawn cute pictures of the ingredients needed. I'll go pick those up first and then I can start putting it together. Is he gonna... I hate to say rediscover his culture. Because that's maybe not the right word. But... Great. I can't really read this, but thankfully there's a diagram. Oh... Looks like I have to mix the turn with the water to extract its essence multiple times. Oh, that's what I did wrong. Whoops. That might dilute. I need to find a way to separate. Yeah, that's fine. We got this. Alright, wait, no. I can do it correctly this time. Is it bad that I low-key want him to fail? I mean, no. I don't necessarily disagree with you. I'm glad it isn't really changing that much anymore. I think I've got everything I can. Add to the other bowl and see. As much as I'm going to get, I think. I hope this means the water is ready. On to the next thing. It's one of those where, like, you want people to make the time to rediscover, and I appreciate that he is legitimately... Okay, yeah, we can't read any of this. Okay, well, there's no diagrams in this one. My skill is the most fluent, and might not be able to translate this fully, but maybe I can do it step by step. I can make out a few of these words. Toast both of the grains first. What have we got down here? Garlic and ginger, tomatoes, shallots, salt, curry leaves, cumin, chili, mustard seeds, jasmine powder, tamarind water. Would it be the garlic and the ginger? And the shallots? Nope! What about the things I added? Grains. What is this? Cumin. Mustard seeds. I don't know. What was this one? Tomatoes? Y'all, what counts as a grain? I don't think garlic and ginger count. That's a powder, mustard seeds, chilies. Nope! So everyone, what counts as grains here? Are mustard seeds grains? I'm sorry, I don't know. Okay, maybe grains are the wrong words. Garlic and ginger, chilies. I don't know the correct answer. Give me a hint. I'm so stuck. If only I could read. Now I really need some help here. Oh. That would make sense. It's seeds, not grains. So I was correct in assuming that it was wrong. I just didn't pick the right combination of things. Can't count the number of times I've woken up with this sound. How's it already smelling so good? Okay. I don't trust him now. Next, add red leaves and green chilies. Okay, well that's easy. Alright. You're so unreliable in your translation. Add minced and crushed. We're gonna assume the minced are the shallots. Usually around this time, Mama has me waving away all the steam from the smoke detector. Alright. First add blank, and that creates water. Then add water itself. Tomatoes. Tomatoes. Frying it seems to release a lot of water. Yeah, I remember that. There's only 2 left to taste. I like how he's just leaving stuff knocked over on the table. Ugh. She was upset because of the phone call she got from home. Assumingly bad news. Now he's gonna have all of his memories with food. In fairness to him, he wasn't feeling well. Gotcha. Oh no! So I should be able to send you more money soon. Oh. Was it her mother that passed? Just put everything in and cook it, I guess. Just put everything in and cook it, I guess? Okay. I'm pretty sure that's not how this works, sir, but... Yeah, it seems like it probably couldn't go. Yeah, it's like, well, I imagine it's a combination of both, like, immigration and things, but also just funds. What does he remember now? Oh, Mom. I should keep going. Oh, he's having all of his memories now. Did we literally just chuck that somewhere? Chicken stock always has a golden color, making it look extra nice. Should we even feature it? Somebody who's going to start selling it overpriced turmeric chicken stock after watching this. You could just feed it to yourself, sir. Okay, last step. Mix these two together. Rosemont is usually water, but here it's fresh chicken stock instead. That's really cool. I wonder how Chris will describe this to the team. An exotic take on a chicken soup made from a variety of spices and aromatics. Yeah. Don't love it. Wait. See, I thought I was gonna pour it the other way. Seems about right. A lot easier than I thought. Let's see if it tastes anything like that day. Flashback! Why are you sad? It's nothing. She's like, just keep eating. Oh, did I do something wrong? No, not at all. I just heard from home. Grandmother loves her, but sometimes people have to leave and go far away. Yep, her mom passed. Why is she leaving? Everybody leaves someday. Us too? Well, unless you want to be immortal, and help to everyone. I won't leave you. I do not believe that, child, considering how you acted. His dad's still in the... Call her! Call her. Assuming the time difference does not make this miserable, call her. She might get angry if you wake her at like 2 in the morning. A humble porridge can taste sweeter than nectar when fed by the little hands of one's child. 3 years later... He's wearing his dad's glasses! Couldn't keep your promise. He never deleted his dad's... Well, that's what I was gonna say. He never deleted... Twofold. He never deleted his dad's number. And I'm hoping this means he called his mom, because now it looks like he's in India so that he can cook with mom. Yeah, I told you I'm terrible at this. It's all about temperature control. It's dosa. Set the fire to low, pour the batter. Since the stone is not hot, you can spread the batter easily. Add oil to the edges and turn up the heat. Fry the batter and make it easy to flip once the edges are brown. Then it's done. Easy, right? Yeah, sure. Alright. Batter first. And then we're gonna... Did I spread it wrong? You spread the batter fine, but you forgot to do some things before the spreading. We forgot to pour the oil. Alright, so we are going to batter. No, 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 no. Was I supposed to do the oil first and then the batter? I thought it was you poured the batter and then you put the oil on the outside. Okay, well, please hold. You spread the batter fine. I know what I did wrong. Let me try again. What? Can I not? Oh, well, first off, first we're gonna turn down. Can we... Water? Wait. Oh, because we wanted to cool it down. Can we? Alright. Haha! It said I didn't actually turn the heat down or cool down the plate before I put the batter on. Well, almost. What did I do wrong? Oh, I had to turn it back up. You got the first part right, but I forgot to turn it back, the heat back up. That's what I thought. Okay. Turn it down. Pour the water. Add the batter. Spread the batter. Isn't this such a good game, Mithrin? I couldn't remember exactly what the premise was, besides that it was food related and was, telling a story of what were, or, you know, I shouldn't say what were, but telling the story of immigrants and, largely told through food. Oh my god, this makes... I'm gonna have to go to my local Indian place and pick up so much food tomorrow. Are we done? I did it! Good job. I don't know if I want to try something harder, but sure. This will be a bit thicker this time so we can lay all the vegetables. This is like the pizza one, right? With all the toppings. Yes. Not really, though. Alright, so let's do it all again. We're gonna turn it down. We're gonna cool it down. We're gonna throw out some batter. That we're gonna then spread. Actually, you can just add whatever you like. Yeah, everyone's is different. Alright. Alright. Carrots, onions. Ooh, I love all of this. Carrots, onions, green chilies, the powder. We're gonna turn it up. turn down. Huzzah! I'm so intrigued by all of this. One, I want to try to make these things, which is probably a bad idea on my own. And two, I just want to eat these things, which I can absolutely make happen by going to one of the local restaurants. So with minced meat. Doing it with mutton here, but you can do chicken, beef, or whatever you like. Alright. I like how they're being like, turn it down, pour the water on it. Alright, come on. Going to add, okay. Then add the beaten egg as a coating, followed by the actual curry. Finish it with coriander. Okay. Just the oil. Then the beaten egg. This coriander. Turn it up. Cook a bit. And then we're going to turn it back down. Cool. This is making me so hungry, y'all. Like, on principle. I ate dinner. But I want to eat all of this food. Start your own? When you go back. You wouldn't have missed home so much and left. I came here for more than just that. Oh yeah, of course, I was just joking. Were you, though? You start eating and I'll make the rest. Won't they get cold for you then? Are we actually being a considerate child? Let me do it this one time at least. All gone in the background. I have something to show you. Oh, the recipe book! Have you been using it? Wait, I didn't fix some of these. You fixed those too? Any rodents new? Is this all research for that show you're writing? No. Actually, I quit that job. Good on you, because that guy was a jerk. Oh, why? I couldn't write what they wanted. Sorry, it's musicals. Our lives are more messy than that. And sometimes it's messy. Right? Growth. Sometimes there's people like me. Self-awareness, y'all. I've acted like Bangs Mill was inconvenient for me my whole life. But now I'm acting... Okay, blah, words. But now I'm acting Mill when it's convenient for me. When there's a job on the line. I couldn't deal with it. You're being unfair to yourself. Good mom answer. I'm just a tourist. And I wasn't there for you after... Oh. After Dad passed. And every time I wanted to apologize, I felt too guilty. Oh. You stayed in Canada for me. Self-awareness, y'all. How much I must have hurt you. It was so sudden. See? This is what we talked about. You always thought there would be time. Though, small thing here. he did become a writer, even if it was a writer for a show, so he was inspired by his dad. Even the stories he made up when I was a child and read them to me until I finally slept. My writing can't hold a candle to that. Oh, because of him. Still just trying to catch up. It's not why I came here. Oh, you do good on you, Mom. Came here because that's what's best for me. Even though it hurt me, it's what's best for you. We're at the end of the day, y'all. I'm struggling to say words right now. What do you mean? I loved living here. People, my parents, my job, everything. Leaving India was necessary, but really hard. And I felt bad for leaving, and I missed it so much that I wanted to raise you like we never left here. Which must have been suffocating. She can acknowledge her shortcomings, too. And after Dad passed, coming back here and teaching all these kids has been great. If I had stayed there, I don't think I could have given you the space you needed. You gotta grow up eventually, kid. How long are you staying for? I don't know. You don't know? But this is nice. Imagine just being like, yeah, I just went to another country and I don't know when I'm gonna come back. What do you think? Do you think you'll ever come back to Canada? I don't know, but this is really nice. That was a cute ending. That was good, y'all. Despite my failures at cooking. Despite my failures at cooking, this was really good. I enjoyed this. Worth whatever I spent on it, I don't remember now. So one of the things I appreciate about this, besides the food-centric and the mechanics of cooking and stuff like that, which I did really enjoy even when I was getting it wrong, and I really appreciate that they included hints. They were like, hey, you know what? We got you. But, I appreciate how they chose to tell the story a little bit from both sides, of both the good and the bad from the perspective of the kids, or, you know, good and the bad from both the parents' perspective and the kids' or the child's perspective of, like, the things he wanted, the struggles he had, but then the acknowledgments of what that meant, and kind of how he, wasn't willing to accept his parents' culture and his culture. But then the flip side of the parents being like, yeah, well, we wanted to recreate that for you because we... So I really like that, like, to the point we talked about it. It's tough when you feel like you're straddling multiple cultures. And in some cases now, and I think more these days than before, you're also straddling the other things that come with generations, which is like this absolutely blitzing speed of technology evolving, and how that creates just very different life experiences when you look across several generations. like, I can't imagine kids knowing, interacting with things like cassette tapes or dial-up, or, dial phones, I guess, or thinking about internet as dial-up speeds, what have you. So I really enjoyed this. This was totally worth it. This is Venba, which was... I'm actually going to go look it up now so that I give you all the correct information. Venba... Okay, we're going to read the description. It's a narrative cooking game that you play as an Indian mom who immigrates to Canada with her family in the 1980s. Players will cook various dishes and restore lost recipes, holding branching conversations, exploring in this story about family, love, loss, and more. And cook and learn authentic food from regional South Indian cuisine. I mean, it all looked delicious. I want all of it. I'm not saying I'm going to go look up my local Indian place to see what they have from things that we saw here that I would like to order. Potentially this week. But yes, well, that's exactly, I would say that's you want it, because I was mentioning it earlier, I was like, oh, I want to cook all the things that my grandmother taught me this weekend. I have none of the things I need to do that. I would have to go on a shopping adventure to get all of the ingredients and things I need, but it's... So anyways, look at that, y'all. We knocked another completed game off the list. Well done. This was a shorter game, but absolutely worth it, in my opinion. I have feelings about this from the perspective of what I want out of games is the experience. It's not specifically the hours. So we've completed this in about 2 hours. Which might feel short, but hey, Sayonara Wild Hearts you can complete in like an hour, hour and a half, but I replay that so many times. Good stories and good games shouldn't be defined by the length of time you spend on them. So I will throw out that Venba is available on multiple platforms. We're playing on the Nintendo Switch here, but it's basically on PC and all 3 of the consoles. It is currently on sale. At least on Switch and on Steam. I know that you all have just played through it with me, but I'm just saying, if you wanted to give it a try yourself. Yeah, what a roller coaster of emotions. I was definitely like, oh, we're just gonna have some tears here while we're playing through it. So, well done, well worth it. So this is game number 4 completed so far this year, so we're gonna mark another one off the list. I think we're gonna go ahead and end it here. Quick couple of reminders. I will switch this over to stream as ending. Quick couple of reminders, everyone. First, all of this month, streams will be Monday, Wednesday, because I have a Thursday sewing class. Yes, Pirate, shorter, impactful games for the win. Listen, I will tell you all, obviously, this was a good game. You all know Sayonara Wild Hearts is one of the games I talk about very often. It's short that I enjoy replaying, but I think it's very well done. I actually have been playing, over the past week or so, I have played and completed, Submerged, and then its sequel, Submerged Hidden Depths, which were both very well done, and both of them can be played, well, individually. I think I spent 3 hours on the first game and 5 on the second. Because I shouldn't say because, but relatively short but enjoyable. Yeah, I'm sorry, Pirate, but I'm taking a sewing class, so you gotta find somebody else on Thursdays. But Mondays I'll still be here. TBD what we're gonna be doing on Wednesday. I haven't decided yet if we're going to maybe pop out some projects, or if we're going to do some more games. I need to look at my list of what I'm going to play next, so who knows. But yeah, just wanted to make sure that I was remembered, because I will forget. I reminded you all that we will not be here on Thursday night. We will be here on Wednesday night instead. Let's see. It looks like Fawn is online right now. Is Fawn still live? Like live and not ending? Better question. Still seems to be going, so I think we'll be safe to raid over there. As soon as we get used to the new schedule, yeah. Basically, this sewing class will last 5 weeks, so through the beginning of March, and then we are going to swap, hopefully back over to Monday, Thursday, but also March is things like PAX East and stuff, so it might be like a Thursday, and then I'm gone. But yes, so Monday, Wednesday for this month. Maybe some other random ones thrown in. TBD on what we're going to be doing. I think we're still going to be trying to knock out some games and maybe work on some other projects. Part of it will depend after this week on whether I need to do any sewing homework, because it might be one night is a game, the other night is sewing things. Also, as a quick reminder, you can, before I forget, let's see if I spell it right, y'all. Prax is hosting. Pirate and I are both part of a Mass Effect actual play that is running as a limited run set of episodes Sunday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern on Prax's channel. We are 2 episodes in. Nonsense keeps happening. I am waiting for the chaos to take somebody else from our crew. Because so far it seems to keep hitting me. I'm just saying. But real quick, so I don't forget, thank you so much to DJ Knight for, DJ Knight and Painting Pirate both for your raids. Shout out to Burger Trashman, which is a great name, for, the follow and then the multiple stream streaks. I appreciate all of you. We will be back here Wednesday night starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. Otherwise, please keep an eye on socials for any other updates. Real quick, because I keep forgetting, I do have, YouTube is now very slowly starting to get my VODs. I believe all 5 streams from Zelda that we streamed the end of the game in December, as well as started uploading the streams from Detective Pikachu Returns, and I will be filling in a variety of different VODs from the beginning of the year. So we're going to be like, oh, New Year journal stream in February. It's fine. But having said all that, we are going to go over and raid Fawn in Games, who is good people, who is live right now playing Summer House. Their pronouns are they, them, so let's all please be respectful and go join on over. As always, everyone, please be safe, be healthy, happy crafting, happy gaming, and I will see you around the internet, and I promise that if I owe anybody hats for Susie, she will get them. So have a good one, all.